Hi, and welcome to Coach's Corner, where systems matter and both personal and professional learning and development is beneficial for everyone and essential for some. As always, please like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit the notification bell. Let's get started.
How did learning about business become so easy for you?
Oh, I think that's a bunch of bull too. Other than the fact that I think that there's the science and there's the art. Some people just have natural gifts in entrepreneurism or sales, or people have the gift of gab or different things like that. So, but I don't think any of it's necessarily easy, and depending on what level you want to go to. So I don't care. Talking about J.J. Watt, I don't care if you're J.J. Watt. I bet you his work ethic is amazing. So he's physically gifted. He's got all of the art.
Yeah.
He's a stud. His brothers are studs. His family's probably studs, right? I mean, but I bet you if those guys didn't work hard, they would have been fine, obviously in grade school and maybe even in the pros for a couple of years, but the longevity would not be there because there's a bunch of people that have that kind of physical attribute, a little bit of a mindset, but not the work, whatever. Yeah. So I think that you have to, put those three things we talked about earlier together in the blender and a smoothie to make it work.
Got it. Will someone running a startup have time to attend graduate school?
Yeah, this is always my favorite question. Or when we used to do normed agreements, they would go, "Oh, be on time, and then be respectful." I go, "Be respectful." Well, if you came into my house, you would not think we were being respectful, but it was very respectful. But to an outsider, it looked like World War IV. We would argue, we would debate, we'd get, we'd wrestle, we would do whatever when I was a kid. And so, can you ask the question again? Because I wanted to go somewhere.
Will someone running a startup also have time to attend?
Yeah. So I tell people that the majority of my life, I had three types of that question all the time.
Right.
So I had school, and we all did for 8 hours, right? And then I had my job, which was 2 to 4 hours. And then I had sports, which was 2 to 4 hours.
Right.
So the last I checked, if anybody, it's laughable to me when they say, "Well, can I do this and this?" Yeah. I'm like, yeah, you can do this, and that if you wanted to, right? I mean, especially when you're young, geez, you probably need half a dozen hours of sleep. So, I used to get by pretty good on probably 4 or 5. Now I need a little bit more because I'm old. Yeah. But yeah, come on, people. Set your mind to something. You can do whatever you want. 14-hour days is not bad. And take one day off and don't do anything. Just, lay there, vegetate out. But if you worked half a dozen days a week and then just completely did nothing on one day, probably a good thing.
This person asked, if I wanted to start my own, or if I wanted to open a company, can you help me?
Yeah, I'll help anybody. I've helped people for free. I've helped people for percentages. I've helped people for money, a certain consulting fee. I've helped people for money and a percentage. I've helped, hit me up, right? Yeah. But the worst thing I can do is go like this. You ready? No. But I'll listen to just about anything, or I'll have some of my guys listen. And if you get by them, then you can get to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But hey, I want to help. I'm not kidding about this. Yeah. Think I'm doing this, for 4 hours a week for my health? No, I want to help people. Yeah. Right. And if I can help you and help me, that's a win-win. And if you're only getting help and I'm not, I don't love it.
Yeah.
Right. Or vice versa. I definitely don't like it.
Yeah.
But I've been helping my whole life and don't necessarily get stuff back in return. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. All right. So we got the last 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
How much would it cost to buy a small business?
Well, let's see. The last business I bought was $2,500. And we turned it into $60,000 a year in like somewhere between 4 months and 12 months. So the whole business was $2,500. Guess what I did? I found underpriced stuff. Somebody that wanted to sell a business and had a bunch of inventory, more probably where they didn't even know, in the basements and different things of that nature. Or you can just, start your own business and do it for zero, or you can do a business where people pay you money, like to go haul stuff off and then you pull stuff out and sell it. But to me, there's a lot of underpriced stuff out there. And there's a lot of businesses, and guess what? There are going to be a lot more. There's 79 to 90 million baby boomers that run businesses that are heading towards retirement, and their kids are going, I don't want any part of it, right? So, there's plenty of businesses out there that you can get for a really reasonable price, and you can build up on it pretty quickly. If you do what? Have a good mindset, structured systems, hopefully along with a mentor or coach. That's another thing I want to just stop. It trips me out how people are like, well, I just want to do this by myself. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yes, Brett. Yes, Brett. Yes, Brett. Yes, Coach Little Z23. So did you go to school by yourself? No, I had a teacher. Oh, you mean like a coach or a mentor? What about all the JJ Watts? How many coaches has he had? Right? What about, but in business, we don't want any mentorship, or we don't want any guidance. We're going to go do it on our own. I'm like, that's not smart. Right? If you get the right business mentor, do you want 100% of, $1 million, or do you want 90% of 100 million? I don't know. Do the math on it. It always cracks me up. I'm like, hey, to each their own.
This one says, how much is a startup CEO salary?
It depends what the startup is. So my first business, I was getting paid $3,000. And then, I'd get bonuses or dividends or different things like that. Yeah. But it depends what kind of business it is, right? I mean, if you go run Coca-Cola, it's probably several millions and millions and millions of dollars, plus perks, plus incentives, plus bonus. I mean, I could go on and on. So it depends how big the startup is, right? But if it's a small one, then you're not going to make a lot, right? But I always look at it and say, people are like, well, man, I want to make $100,000. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, how much do you think those teachers are making? And how many years of school have you went to? Oh, 0? Okay, so this guy went to school for 5 years. And they start off at $40,000 a year. But you've done none of that. And how many businesses have you run to be successful? 0? But you want $70,000 to start. Okay, that's logical. I'll hire you right now. Please call 1-800, not going to happen. Yeah. Right? I mean, come on.
Right. For the last question, you've already answered this before, so I'm going to spin the question. But the original question says, can you start a business after 40, which you've already answered. So my question is, why do you think people, for lack of better words, are afraid to start a business after 40?
Well, I mean, by the time you're 40, I've asked you this 100 times. Do you make more money now than you did 3 years ago and 2 years ago? So by the time you're 40, which I was a little younger than that, but I was at the height of my market.
Yep.
I mean, let's think about what an idiot I am potentially, right? So I walk away from a 6-figure income. I walk away from health, dental, vision, retirement, 101 sick days. Yeah. I knew exactly what I was doing. I was the big cheese. I was the boss. I had 223 employees, 23 secretaries. I mean, dude, what else do you want in life, right? It's kind of like the devil. What an idiot he is.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, okay, here's God and here's the devil. And he didn't like it to be second. So he started lying, cheating. It doesn't make sense. But for me, it did, because I was ready to go to the next level.
Right.
I wasn't just okay with helping 10,000. My goal was 100 million youth. Well, I can't do that there.
Right.
So because money wasn't important to me, and I said, this is my number one, then I could go. But most people are afraid because of the money, because of the normalcy of it. Is normalcy a word? I always ask you their word. You don't know anything. You got an F in language arts.
No.
You were smarter in math, though.
Yeah, that's black and white answer.
Yeah. So anyway, normalcy, if that's a word, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it's routine. It's right, which is systems.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. You don't want to bust out of the system or whatever. But again, I tell people, like I did at the beginning, does your system work? Does it make sense? Is it based off of tradition, or did you choose it? Blah, 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 so on and so forth. But I understand it.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying jump all the way in. I just put my little toe in, and then I started to gravitate over. And now I'm all the way over, and then some. Yeah. Do it your way. Don't do well. My mom said, well, was your mom ever done that before? Well, maybe don't ask your mom. Maybe ask a mentor.
Yeah.
Somebody that that could be systemic and help you, because that's the other thing. If you ask a mentor and they can only do it from who they are, I mean, they have to touch it.
Yeah.
But they can't systematize it and grow what, then you don't want to talk to them either.
Right.
Yeah, unless they're going to run your business.
Well, that's it for the business section of the Quora. So as we're closing out, is there any final words?
Yeah, Quora, can you be nicer to me? I'm just trying to give good and correct answers. You mean I'm violating your policy? Jeez.
Well, now we move into the bonus questions.
Well, bonus.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how funny are you?
I don't know, probably 7.
7?
Yeah, I mean, people
I'll give you an 8.
yeah, people say I'm funny because I'm blunt and I say, stuff. But I mean, I've listened to some of these comedians, and they just see the world differently. And I think entrepreneurs do too.
Yeah.
And I think I could be a comedian, but I probably scare them all. I got that frown on my face all the time because I'm serious. I'm like doing the different things, but I think I'm okay funny. So I don't think, what's his name, Seinfeld. I don't think he has anything to worry about, but I could come for you.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Right here.
Not business-wise.
Oh. Well, hopefully I see less of myself. Right now I'm getting my butt kicked. Fits and start.
Yeah.
I'm trying this out. It works for 2 days. It's like, but hopefully there'll be less of me. And so if you say not in business,
Yeah, so
what do you mean?
Still in the same town.
Yeah.
Same home, those kind of things.
Nah, I think we're gonna move to a compound.
Okay.
So it'll give a chance for my kids to, if they want to have their own little spot or whatever.
Yeah.
Sounds worse than it is, but just I'd like to get some land and stuff.
Yeah.
This house has served us well. It got you to the right schools and friends around and different things of that nature. And so now it's just the comfortability factor.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, I got my 2-man caves. My wife has 403 hair products, so I guess we're doing okay. But yeah, I think we'll definitely be in Bakersfield. We may go get another place outside of town that we can go and visit and spend some time there and whatnot. But I think I'm a good 20 years out from where I really want to be holistically. But hey, we're getting there fast. We're already up to almost 40 million youth.
Yeah.
So when we get to 100 million, I'll just probably double it.
Yeah, double it.
200 million.
Any dogs?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. My one baby girl. So it was your little sister who's now older than you in dog years. Yeah, she's 98 next month.
Okay, but it doesn't work. Then I'm 7 times 23.
No, that's not dog years. No, you're human. She's dog.
But
I didn't make the rules up. Why you argue with me? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, we just lost the brother to this dog, and Sissy, she got a bad heart problem. We thought we were going to lose her months ago. She outlives the boy dog, who we thought would live forever, and he winds up getting cancer and dies, and we're like, oh man, this sucks. So, but yeah, my wife's especially, she's a big time dog lover, and I love animals too.
How many languages do you speak?
Just English, but I speak. If you wanted me to be a smart aleck, so I do sign language like A, B, C.
Oh yeah.
So the reason I learned that was because in 6th grade the girls were talking about the boys, and that's how they would do it. So I wanted to learn like who liked who, and then I'm really good at reading body language. I would say that I'm probably a 7.5 out of 10 on body language or people or different things of that nature, and it takes my wife off because I know it's going to come out of her mouth before whatever, and then obviously I know a little bit of Spanish or different things of that nature, but very poquito, very small, right?
Yes. The most intelligent person you know?
Well, discounting Jesus, my mom, by far, hands down, not even close, slam dunk. And like I said, I've been around some heavy hitters.
Yeah.
People from, on CNN, and people that have wrote books that you guys have all read, and professional athlete. I mean, education. I've been around high level educators. Department of Ed of this and that. I mean, my mom will wipe the street with all you guys, just so we're clear.
And then the last thing, what is one thing you will never do again, not including like something like not business wise, just personally?
I will never, I promise the audience, I will never wear underwear only underneath this particular situation. I will always wear at least shorts.
No, silly.
I was kidding.
Oh, okay. I said do again.
Yeah, I would never do that again.
Yeah, you've never done that before.
I'm doing it right now.
No.
I could be going commando. Nobody would know. They can't see anything.
That's true.
Yeah, so, and we do know he lies, because in one of the videos he said he beat me and all this stuff in some sporting endeavor, which we all know was a bunch of crap, so agree to disagree. That's what you
I'm just going to disagree.
Never do again. I don't know, because I'm pretty, chicken. I'm pretty conservative. I don't put myself out there a lot. So I don't think that what? Tell me. Talk
Really?
to me.
When you were driving and you had to beat them, so you drove over the curb?
Oh, I was 16.
Well, I said never do it again.
Well, but I probably would do that. Quick story on that before we get you guys out of here. So we would race to McDonald's from my high school at lunch to the local McDonald's. That's when there was only McDonald's, by the way. And so they were beating me, and there was no way for me to win unless I went the wrong way on the 2-lane whatever. Well, I didn't judge the fact that there was a car because it was coming over the hill, so I didn't want to be in their way, so I had to pop the curb. And I had a nice El Camino. It was all midnight blue and had a bra on it, and had the thing on the back and a bumping stereo and nice inky rims. Yeah, that popped and broke, and I am happy to say that I didn't hurt anybody because I was an idiot.
So you'll never do that again.
Probably not, unless I'm racing you.
Yeah. We'll appreciate it, and then we'll get back later and do Quora questions, but for entrepreneurship.
All right, thank you guys.
Gotcha.
If you need to contact Brett or Coach, please do so on his social media accounts, email, and or text. You can find that information in the description below. Again, please like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit the notification bell. Thanks, and we hope you enjoyed.
Okay, but it doesn't work. Then I'm 7 times 23.
No, that's not dog years.
Something.
No, you're human. She's dog.